Monday night mindset and Q&A session. And today it's March 29th and I'm Nettie, yours truly. Really pleased to be able to bring this piece to you tonight. And with me is MJ. Thank you for joining us on the Q&A call tonight, MJ. I know life's been really busy, but you've been able to come out and really show up. So really pleased and grateful for that. And as we were speaking before, you know, I went live just now, I was saying to you that I've been given this word priority because tonight I was actually going to talk about content, okay? And I probably will still talk to you about that, the 4 keys of powerful content. However, you know, when Spirit speaks, sometimes we just have to listen. And the word that was given to me tonight for you in particular was around setting priorities, because we're now 13 weeks into the Expert Signature System program. And, you know, I know everybody's at different levels. You've all got different priorities going on. However, what I want you to really focus on is your business. I want you to actually write this down. It's up to me. It's up to me to make my business a priority. Okay. It's up to me to make my business a priority. So it's up to you to actually make your business a priority. And why that's important is if you don't, then you can't expect anyone else to, because, you know, you are the CEO of your business. You are the founder. You are the one that has the vision. So therefore you need to have a few things behind you, of course, which is the drive, the momentum, and of course, you need to have the resilience to see things through to the end. However, when you strip all of those layers back, it's important that you actually set priorities and goals. Those are really key things. And the best way to do that is to actually set yourself small tasks on a daily basis, because, you know, life gets in the way. There are going to be times when you feel like, oh my God, I just can't be bothered, or, you know, I'm not feeling up to it. We all get that. Trust me, I get that. I get days where I'm thinking, I know I should be focusing on one area of my business, and I end up doing something creative because I feel like doing that, right? And not doing things like spreadsheets, because I really don't like spreadsheets, okay? So for me, what keeps me very disciplined is to keep my eye on the end goal. All right, so that's what keeps my eye on the end goal. But I want to just talk to you a little bit about what can happen when you don't prioritize, right? Because what's happening is, if you're not reaching your goals, you are probably falling into one of these 4 traps, okay? And trap number 1 is about poor prioritizing. Okay, so the key thing that you need to think about this is how—
What did you say it is?
Poor prioritizing. Yeah. And what I mean by that is thinking about, how do you actually get started on your to-do list? You know, when you're thinking about creating a to-do list, how do you start it? Do you just pick things from a list of random to get them moving, or do you have a structured way of actually prioritizing? Okay.
I think I wait for things to find me.
Do you? Interesting. Yeah, I think
Which is not good.
It's not. The best way to prioritize, and this is really taken from my time management course, right? The best way to prioritize, okay, is to pick literally 3 to 5 things daily. All right, 3 to 5 things daily. And then what you're going to be doing is choosing which one is most urgent and important. So it's got to be both urgent and it's got to be important to you as well. Okay. And then what you do, you take the remaining items and do the same thing. So you rinse and you repeat. All right. So then, of course, what happens when you do it that way, you're going to repeat it until you have list ranked from the most to the least important. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. Number two is too many distractions. Okay, and we all fall guilty, don't we? We all fall guilty of this one, and I'm a classic. I can get distracted here and there, but I am actually very focused. But when I say I get distracted, I mean if I've got my so many windows open on my laptop, or I've got so many things going on at once because I'm such a multitasker. Sometimes that can be very distracting, and I don't know if you're the same, MJ. Do you find that you're doing multiple things all at once, and
I think I'm worse than that.
and you wish that you could just focus on one task, right? So that can be a bit of a bugbear for us if we're trying to prioritize. And then what you find happens is that your day drags out and you're not really getting much done, because what's happened is you failed to eliminate those distractions. All right, and you might not even realize that you're actually what's distracting you. You might not even realize, or you might be fully conscious of it, because you use that as a way of not being able to address that most important and maybe that most urgent thing. All right, because think about it, we live in an age of everything is all about mobile phones, everything is about notifications, our phones are pinging and computers are going and screens are surrounding us all of the time. So these things add to our interruptions all of the time, and you might get phone calls from people, and then you kind of wonder to yourself, when am I going to have that time to actually get things done? Okay, now the only way to do that, on a serious note, the only way to do that is to physically turn off all of those distractions. Okay, not checking your emails, not letting people around you steal your time. Okay, because that's crucial. I watched a film yesterday and it was really weird, actually. What I found in the film was they had what they called electronic numbers on their arms. Okay, and it was almost like a timer. And what happened with this timer, it would basically tell you how much time you had left. So picture this: from the moment you're born into the world, you come out of your mother's womb, it's got, let's just say it's got, say, 80 years in time on your hand, right? So every single day you get up, you can see how much time you've got left, right? And then what would happen in the movie was that someone would come along and say, oh, can I spend some time with you? Or can I have some of your time? And they'll be like, okay, let's see how much I've got left. Okay, you can have 15 minutes or you can have an hour. But what would happen, it would obviously knock that time off of that person's time that was left. Because when you think about it, when we talk about time, people say, I'm spending time. So that keyword spending, right? Which means once you've spent something, you can't actually get it back unless you get a refund. But of course, with time, you can't. That's the one commodity that we cannot get a refund on. So that's why we always say things like spend your time wisely, right? And that's really, really crucial. So what happened in the movie was that there was this guy and this girl, and they had got to the point where their time was seriously running out, and they wanted to meet each other and physically hug. So you'd see the guy running towards the girl running towards the guy really, really, really fast. And then it was almost like as they got together and got this close, her time went 0, 0, 0. So he missed her, and she flopped, and he didn't get that opportunity. Oh, I know. How sad is that? So that really made a huge picture in my mind and reminded me that how precious time really is, and once it's gone, then it's gone. So therefore, if I use that in the context of prioritizing, we can't afford to be wasting time on things that really drain us, people that drain us, right? Activities that we don't need to be doing, that are what we call low value activities, right? Or low value tasks. And when I teach in the money mindset, that's what we talk about. What can you replace that's a low value task for a high value task? Okay, so that's what I want you to start thinking about. What can you replace right now? You've started already, and that's wonderful. That's for you personally, but everyone else that's out there listening to this today, what can you do to transition how you spend your time? Okay, and that's a real task that I would love for you to actually go out and do, and then pop it on the Facebook group and let us know exactly one exchange that you're going to do today. Number 3, everything takes longer than you thought, right? So even when prioritizing your to-do list, you might find yourself getting to the end of the day with several items still left on it or left untouched, okay? This is because you don't know it, but everything else takes longer than expected. Have you ever fell in that trap where you're thinking, okay, this is only going to take me maybe 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's taking you an hour, right?
Yeah.
And then you've looked at your watch and you're thinking, well, where's the time gone? And that's what we hear so often. Now, here's the remedy. A good way to avoid this is to actually set a time limit for each item. And that's what I do. I get my phone and I'll set it, or I'll have a clock on the wall and I'll set it, right, I'm going to spend 30 minutes on a task or 45 minutes on a task, or if it's a task that I think is very complex, you know, I'll give it more time. But the shorter the time frame, the quicker the task, the more likely you are to be able to complete it. Okay, so if you know that you, for example, have to do one element of your expert signature system to get that particular module done, and this is what I want to lean into as well, is for you to print off the cheat sheet. Print off the cheat sheet. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to actually compile the entire cheat sheet for all of the 12 modules, and then I want you to use that as a checklist from module 1 right through to module 12 and tick off every single thing as you go through. That's what's number one going to keep you to task. And of course, when you do it in small spurts, you're going to feel like you've had a real big win. Okay, so that's the way to actually tackle huge projects, is to literally set your timer, give yourself a time limit on that. If it's starting to get too complex and you're feeling like, okay, I think I need to have a break from this, then absolutely fine. Mark it, put it away, go to step 2. Okay, so that's really what I think you need to be doing there. Okay, and number 4, when your rhythm is off. Okay, so we all have optimal times of the day. I'm no good in the mornings. Okay, I'm most productive at night. It's 8:30 now, and I'm bubbling. I'm just about ready to start through to the midnight hours. Okay, so pick the time of day when you are feeling most productive. So it's important to know yours. And MJ, do you know when you're most productive?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the task for you then is to pick the time you're most productive. And then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be scheduling the most important or the most difficult task during that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to schedule the most important and schedule the most difficult task at that time, because you're going to be at your best and you're going to be able to give it all of your attention. All right, so you know, if you're say, for example, late mornings is your thing, then set aside time to get the most work done. Yours is 2 a.m. in the morning, mine's between say 8 p.m. and maybe 1 a.m. in the morning. And ultimately what you want to do in that time frame is also eliminate some distractions. So whatever's going on for you outside of the work that you've set your mind to do, then I want you to eliminate those distractions as well. Okay, so, and then the last thing I really want to leave with you is just to try and stay goal focused. Okay, so you can always improve your efficiency by keeping your goals in mind and actually making sure that the tasks that you spend your time on get you closer to them. Yeah, so what you want to do now is, if you want to really, you know, be good at prioritizing, then there's 2 other things that you need to focus on as well. Prioritizing, definitely number 1, planning, and then of course producing. Okay, so prioritizing the task itself, planning how you're going to carry it out, and then producing the work to actually get it done. All right, so that's what I'm going to leave with you tonight in relation to prioritizing. And I think what I'll do is I'll leave the content until next week. All right, so that's your talk, and I think that's good. I feel good that I've shared that, because that's what I wanted to share with you tonight, and I hope that's been really helpful, MJ.
Yeah, it's really great. I am going to try it.
Good.
I know that most probably that's why my most productive time is
Sure.
around 2, because most people by then are sleeping.
Right.
Because I have my sister who knows that she rings me between 12 and 3.
So she knows. So
Yes.
therefore, when let me just challenge you slightly now. When your sister rings you, which is wonderful, is she eating into your time when you're meant to be doing some work? Because what you might need to do then is say, right, sis, could you ring me at, and then I can talk to you for, okay, a length of time. And then, you the rest of the time you're going to allocate to do a specific task. And you need to get quite strict with yourself. And it's quite important that you get
I, I need to, because it's not just one way, it's two way, because sometimes I also ring at 3 a.m.
okay.
and say, oh, I'm now going to bed. Are you sleeping yet?
Right.
And then she will say, you woke me up.
So yeah, you need to get strict on that
Yes,
one.
I need to talk to you and say, actually, now I'm really needing to
Mm,
focus,
mm.
which she won't mind. Because,
Okay, that's good.
yeah.
That's good. So
So,
what I'll do for this, because I'll put this into the Dream Business Growth Incubator actually as a mini challenge, because I think it's a good one that everyone really needs to be doing in order to get the expert signature system done. So and everything else, that they're getting planned around their business. So I'll do all the information tonight. I'll put it in as a challenge, all right? And I'll do the video and give you some instructions and an action guide so that you can stick to task, all right? I think that would be a really fabulous. So, any questions from you tonight, MJ, really on anything to do with where you're at right now in your business, your expert signature system?
yeah, I think I'm interested in the sheets for the 12 modules
Yes, the cheat sheet, no
to just
problem at
see what.
all. Yep, yep. The cheat sheet will be um, in the bottom of the expert signature system module. Okay, so I'm going to upload that for you as soon as we finish this call tonight, and then you can access that. And I'll do a little video in the main group as well, so people can know where to find it. Okay, so the cheat sheet will be uploaded tonight, and of course the time management will be uploaded into the Dream Business Growth Incubator. Okay, and when I've done that, I'll put a post in the Facebook group so that everyone else can see that as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Ode UWA, brilliant. Anything else, my lovely?
Yeah, I think the distractions, I should be able to sort them out.
Good.
And my major one is gardening. And at the moment, we are just starting gardening. And my
Right.
garden is a serious mess.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's going to be, I don't know, I really need to think seriously what time I'm going to be doing gardening. Either
Yes.
first thing in the morning, I nail myself to the computer.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I think the idea of having an actual time limit
Mm,
will be
I think
helpful.
so. I actually think so. And I used to do that. It's a bit like anything when you are taking, say, for example, you're taking medication. You know that if you don't take your medication on time, XYZ is going to happen. Or if you're taking insulin, for example, XYZ, right? Your blood sugars are going to go down and so forth, right? So you need to treat your goal setting and your prioritizing for your business exactly the same way. And you need to look at it, right? If I don't get this done, then X will happen. Or if I don't get this done, then I'm number one, it's going to have a knock-on effect on how quickly I can get my content out there, how quickly I can get a paying client, and how quickly I can meet my business and revenue goals. Okay, so those are three major implications if you don't prioritize, if you don't plan, and if you don't, be productive within your business. So it's very important, right? It's very, very important to actually get hold of that prioritizing. And again, like I say, I'm here to support you in making sure you get your actions done, and making sure that you meet your deadlines. That's really, really quite key. And I think sometimes when someone else is holding you accountable, it actually makes, I mean, you're pretty good because you tend to do things when you say, which is great. So you've already got a head start on that. But sometimes it's all about the self-discipline, isn't it? It's all about the self-discipline.
Yeah, I think I make myself into a guilty state,
Yes.
and then you crack the whip. especially if I, like if I use time I'm supposed to be working and I use it in the garden.
Right.
When I then come in, then I feel I have to make up for that time.
Okay.
But I think there's
Okay.
something about then, because my office looks out of the garden.
Okay.
So there's
Nice.
something pleasant about thinking, oh, that looks much better. Because
Mm,
I do get annoyed and I can't concentrate if I'm annoyed by a certain portion of gardening.
I'm with
So
you.
then I have to go and do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully it will balance itself,
Mm-hmm.
that the more beautiful the garden is, the more beautiful my ESS
Yeah,
is going
beautiful.
to be.
I love that. I love that. The more beautiful the garden, the more beautiful the expert signature system.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is my desire, of course, to see you get it done. I want to see you get it done. I want to see it out there because number one, you know, if you're successful, it makes everything that we've worked on really like all the more worth it, because I see so many people start stuff really brilliantly and not necessarily get to the end. But I'm like, not on my watch. You know, you start something and we're going to get you to the end. Okay, that's the goal, is to get you to that finish line. And it doesn't matter, you know, it's not about the speed, but speed does help, you know, and money loves speed, right? You want the money's over here, we need the speed to catch up. All right, that's a good one for you to write down. Money loves speed, it really does. Okay, and that's what I'm all about, is helping you to break through. That's why I'm a money breakthrough business coach. So I want to help you break through those money barriers, but we've got to get the foundations right, get all the package and your pricing in place, and then we're ready for the next level. So we're at launch stage at the moment, then we're going to go to leverage stage, and then we're going to go to leadership stage. Okay, so those are the three elements that we're at right now, but you're doing really well. You're doing really, really well, but we want to just kind of like, I'm like rocket launcher, let's get you there quick. But I can only go as fast as the pace of you producing the content, you know, and support you.
I think I know that I can be quicker than I am, but I
Yeah,
think the distractions, some of them I feel were out of my control, and
of course,
I couldn't focus
absolutely,
until I have sorted them out.
absolutely,
So
100%.
it feels like most of them are nearly sorted out.
Mm.
So that gives me very little excuse, except now I always find an excuse. Now my excuse, I've really, really suffered. Now I need to rest.
But you actually do, because there's balance, right? We need to get the equilibrium right now, and I get that. So now I know that, you know, you've packaged you've put the compartmentalized the part that was, you know, a real serious distraction actually, but a very one that you needed to give attention to. Of course, it was a life issue, it was massive, and of course we needed to give attention to that. So now that that's sort of settling down just a tad, you know, you're ready now, I think, to push yourself forward so that you can actually start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what it is. You've got to keep your eyes on that little light at the end of the tunnel and recognize that you have the mechanisms, the support, and everything to actually get there. And that's what's key. That's what's key, MJ.
I think I need to move the light. It's in the wrong tunnel.
It's not. It's not.
It is in the wrong tunnel because it doesn't matter how tired I am. And my children normally complain about it because I'll be really walking like a really, really old woman that I am. And I'll be saying, I'm so tired. And then 5 minutes later, I'm digging. And then they say, but we thought you were tired.
Okay,
Whereas
I'm with you.
awake, if I say I'm tired, even when I'm not tired, I'll just say I'm tired. So I think I need to shift my lights.
Your barometer, yeah. I get that now. You put it into context. I get you now.
Yeah.
I get you.
So hopefully, I'm hoping that because the major stuff is now settling down, so
Okay,
I should
great.
be able to. I think if I come up with another story, it's an excuse.
Okay, and that's a good point for me to remember, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I want to draw you back to your power statement, who you are. So as a, come back with that statement, always get yourself into that space of reminding yourself of who you are right now. I haven't got it on the tip of my tongue, but I want you to have that in your minds all of the time when you're feeling like that, so that you can use that statement to pull you forward. All right, that's what you're
Yes.
going to draw on to pull you forward. So if you can find it and speak it to yourself tonight as well, brilliant. That'd be really, really good. Okay. All right, my lovely. If there are no more questions, then I'm going to sign off right now, get all of those things uploaded for you. And then I'll drop something in the Facebook group just to let you know that it's uploaded, and let everybody else know that we had our session tonight, and they can catch the replay in the group as well. Oh, sorry, on the platform as well. All right, MJ. All right, my lovely. So you take care, and
thank you.
I look forward to speaking to you when you book your session in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Night. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.